for a majority of people, the problem is of excessive thinking. Somehow we want to be able to choose our thoughts, and we are always preoccupied with this idea of choosing positive thoughts and shutting down negative thoughts. Now that itself creates a problem. You see, the resistance we offer to our thinking perpetuates more thinking. And usually what happens is that we are unaware of this fact. We are unaware of this default state of ours where we are constantly offering resistance to thoughts. And we think thought is the problem, but the problem is our resistance to it. A thought is simply a fact. It is just arising, it is creating sensations, and then it subsides. What propagates thought into thinking is the mind. So mind creates a horizontal chain of thinking which aggravates the sensation, and then it produces a sense of separate identification, the me, which thinks that it is experiencing all of these unwanted thoughts. Now, Nisargadatta Maharaj gave a very good example of this. That let's say you are walking in the middle of a busy road. Now, as you walk, you see people walking in the opposite direction to you. So you don't bump into them, you just find your way through. Now, it is similar to what happens with our thoughts. The thought comes, and it is not that you have to engage with each and every thought. You can simply find your way through them. But now what happens? Let's say you meet someone who you know, but you don't want to say hello to. Well, you approach them, you greet them, and then you say that I'm in a bit of a rush, so let's catch up again later, and then you move on. Now, with overwhelming thoughts or overwhelming sensation, that is what you do. As soon as you see that arising, because the arising is in awareness, welcome the thought. Let it come. Instead of labeling it as good or bad, just see it as a phenomena, see it as a happening. So when it comes, and you do not give any energy to it, as such the energy of attention, the thought does not get the momentum to carry forward in horizontal time. So you do not give it attention in terms of resistance also. That means you do not say that I don't want to experience this thought, or you also do not say that I want, this thought is lovely and I want it over and over again. So what usually happens is that there is complete acceptance of whatever is arising, and that acceptance frees the individual from this sensation eventually. Now the sensation may continue for some times, but when the awareness comes in that this is happening, it subsides, it just cuts away. And that is the beginning of the most beautiful phenomena of witnessing. The silent witness that remains unaffected, that remains absolutely detached to the content of awareness, but at the same time it is one with it. And when this presence of witnessing engulfs the being, then the person, the notion of person, shifts to the background and the awareness comes in the foreground. So even after the recognition of witness has happened, the thinking may continue and the arising of sensations may also continue, but they do not get the momentum to carry forward in horizontal time as good or bad thoughts. So in other words, you become free of the content as you see your limited self being that content. What I mean is that there is no separation between the limited self and the content that comes in. So you are the pain, you are the pleasure, you are the anxiety, you are the anger, you are the overwhelm, you are the joy. Whatever sensation you experience, the limited you is that. But the witness is eternally free. The witness is the one that silently watches this entire phenomena. It is the self-illuminating awareness that does not need any other thing to illuminate. So all in all, it boils down to the acceptance of what is. So this gives us an opportunity to see what kind of relationship do we have with our thoughts. It is not that the thought per se is the problem, but what are those thoughts binding to? That is the problem. And it is binding to the sense of personal identification or me, which completely takes ownership of thought and creates the phenomena of thinking. The moment this me is dropped in the witnessing phenomena, that is the dissolution of the thinking mind.